And then now I'm back here where my humble beginnings began. Hey, so did anybody watch us on YouTube? Anybody? We're on YouTube now. They have the whole musical production on there. And if you watched it, if you saw us, leave a comment down below. We'll give you a little shout out. Hey!
Hey.
Okay. Stay hydrated, my friends. Okay. I'm gonna do the Ben Gutierrez and be like, don't look at me, don't look at the camera, just look at me. That's what he told me when I was getting interviewed. He was like, don't look at the camera, just look at me. I was like, yes, sir. Aloha kako, boys and girls. It's your favorite Aunty Eva, and welcome to a new multi-series called Beyond the Door, a journey to the stage, turning a dream into reality. Nellani, how's it going? How you've been?
I've been great. It's been a whirl of a wind of a storm of all kinds of things, but good things all happening.
And what comes after every storm?
A rainbow.
A rainbow. God's promise of love. Okay, so let's just get right back to it. Nellani, take us back to the start. How did this whole project begin?
So back in 2022, was it 2022? 22.
Yeah.
Father Santos asked Mrs. Luarca to have a meeting with her, and he said they went over their usual meeting, and then he said, "Oh, okay, I want to have a play," and she was like, "Okay, Father, I'll get right to it. I'll go find one online, and we'll have it running this coming year." And he goes, "Oh no, I think I don't want you to find one online. I think somebody could write it." And Mrs. Luarca said, "Okay." And then she's like, and he said, "I want it to be about the Eucharistic Revival, based on for the Eucharistic Revival, which we had." And so she went the next day back to her office, and she called me down, and I was like, "Oh no, what did I do? What happened? Or, what do I have to do?" And so she called me down, and she's like, "Okay." So she's telling me about her meeting with Father Santos. And then she's like, "And I had you in mind." And I was like, "Wait, what?" She goes, "Yeah, you're creative. You can do it." And I was like, okay. In the meantime, my head is spinning with ideas already. And it has always been my dream to be able to tell a story, in whatever way I can. So it was a good experience and shocking experience to receive that somebody would think that I could write a whole play. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah.
So if you are a staff member here, you would know if you get called into the boss's office, you're being put on a special project. And sure enough, this was a 3 year labor of love. Okay, so we know now that Father already wanted a play, and then so you said you initially had all kinds of thoughts in your mind when Shan thought of you. So in terms of telling a story, did you already know you wanted to share your personal faith journey, or did you have other story ideas in mind?
There were multiple stories that I had in my mind, but I think I always felt the tug from God to share my own story. And it's been something that, helped me, like reliving my life. Every time I think about it, reliving it helped me to heal from many hurts and stuff. So I think, although I had many other stories that I could tell, I don't even remember them anymore, but God always tugged on my heart to share my story.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so going from getting the initial call to start this project to deciding you wanted to share on the story, your own story, how long did it take you to actually write the whole storyline of your musical?
Well, okay, so the first draft, I think, came in like August of 2023. And it has drastically changed. Well, the ending has drastically changed since then. And so it took about, months to write the first draft, and a lot of revisions and help, input from other people, and having their suggestions and, thoughts on it, really helped mold what it's supposed to be. Yeah. Even though it was my story, they made it more of who I am, because I feel like I was trying to make it a story, like, my story, but like a story that wouldn't hit as hard as the final production was. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about this later, but on top of the core story, all the way up until we hit the stage, there were just revisions, there was ad libs, and it was so much fun. And some of it just came off the fly, and I think even Nellani was surprised with some of it, and it was a lot of fun.
Yes.
We'll talk more about that later. So let's talk about the whole process of writing the music. So when it came time to compose the songs, write the lyrics, can you tell us more about that process? Do you come up with the lyrics first, or did you have like the tune in mind and then you wrote lyrics to the tune? Can you share with us how that process worked?
Let me tell you about the first song that was put into this play, which was why this play was based on the Eucharist in the first place. The song "I Feel You."
This is I love that song so much.
Thank you.
It really tugs at the heartstrings.
That song I wrote in 2000, I think 2004, 2005. And that's when it really hit me that, the Eucharist really helped me in adoration. And so that song, "I Feel You," was the whole play was based off of that song. Because that was my Eucharistic revival. And so that song, I was in adoration, and it just came to me, and I, was by myself in adoration, and I just sang it to the Lord. And then I went home and I played guitar with it, and then that came about. Now, some other of the songs, some of the songs were I was given music to it, and then I just thought of the lyrics. Some of the songs we collaborated, and one of the songs, Sacrament song, me and Nicole, this would probably be our third song writing together, and we just went down the line of Easter Vigil, because that's when the song is sung. And we went down how I felt when I got baptized and confirmed and received the Eucharist and stuff. And she just asked me questions, and we just came up with words right away. And then she would play the ukulele, and then just all came to be. There's other songs that, Aaron wrote that, was for the Eucharist. He wrote that. The first song, "It's Time," Aaron gave me music, and then I just in half a day I wrote it, and so that came to be. There's just so many, we can go into depth of that kind of things too, about the interesting parts of each song. Why Oh Why was a combination of me, Nicole, and Aaron, thinking of questions, why this, why that. And the one that really, should I talk about that? Which one? Why the reprise? That one.
That's
Or
a
should
good
we
one.
leave that one for
Maybe we
another
could
time?
leave the fans wanting more.
Yeah.
Leave a little mystery.
Yeah. Why reprise was
Yeah, you
something.
gotta keep watching to hear the story behind that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, interesting. So you had a fantastic creative team working alongside you. When you were writing initially the story, did you already have in mind who you wanted to tap into as far as helping you with the music, or were you still kind of thinking about it and God was like, "Hey, I want these people to work with you"? How did you assemble your creative team?
So actually, I was in adoration and I was like, Lord, like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I never wrote a play. I never wrote a musical. And that was one thing too, because I didn't think I was going to write a musical. I thought I was just going to write a play. And I was like, okay, like, give me people who will help me out with this. And I was like, already off the bat, I thought of Nicole because we've written songs together. And then, like, I'm just like, my young adult community just popped in my head. They're all musically talented. They're, they have creative minds and stuff. So I just called on my closest friends and my Strive young adult ministry people. I also had them, like, we went through a read through and they, helped me with picking out things that should be in there, shouldn't be in there, and stuff like that. So just strive, revive that what we became, and they helped me out so much. And then I had to have a PR person to be on my team, and who better than Miss Wong, your favorite Aunty Eva.
That's me.
Yeah, so, and I got closer with you, and that, you helped me. You were my wingman, my person to hype me up. So yeah, I had to ask you. Yeah.
Yeah, she also had to pull me out of retirement for this new series too. Thought I was finished, but nope. God said, keep going. Okay, so going back to the composing part of this. So when you say like Aaron gave you musical components, did you tell him, hey, I need a tune. It has to sound like happy or, excited or was it just something he had somewhere in his portfolio that's like, hey, this might work?
Yeah. Well, so with It's Time, that one was pretty weird because I said, a certain somebody said, you need to have Miss Chloe, let's say, Miss Chloe said, you need to have an opening song. And I was like, I haven't watched musicals in forever since before then. And she's like, you need to have a song before when the show starts. I was like, okay. So I texted Aaron, do you have a song in your portfolio? Do you have a song that you can, use for the opening song? And he was like, well, okay, I have this one and this one. I think there was 2 songs he sent me. And I was actually with Nicole. We were in Kapolei. She was picking up her cake tasting from some house, for her wedding. And he sent me it, and then I was like, okay, I got it. And then it just started flowing, like, the lyrics started coming. And then after that, I went home. It's probably at night already, and then I sent it to Nicole. She was like, "Wow, it sounds good." But then I think she goes, "I think you need to have words in between, like dialogue in between." And so, probably in like the span of like 8 hours, I was done with the song.
Oh, wow!
Yeah. So from the first text message of the music to the last line in the song, and it was like probably like 8 hours to finish that whole thing. But yeah,
all the best musicals have amazing opening songs. What do you feel is easier writing lyrics first and then coming up with a tune to it, or having a tune ready and then coming up with lyrics, or do you feel like it's an equal balance?
I think it's an equal balance. You know, like sometimes it's just what your creativity goes first. You know, like, you know, sometimes I'm just like playing on my guitar and just, or humming a tune. Like in the shower, I would hum a tune and then get out of the shower and just start writing. Or sometimes you're like, I have like, it's like poetry, you know, writing poetry and stuff, and then putting music to it.
Oh, okay. So I can't imagine that writing a musical, let alone composing songs, is an easy task. And you're all very talented in your own rights, you and your creative team. Were there moments where you folks had conflicting ideas, or, you know, you kind of clashed over things, like you wanted it one way, but someone said, oh, it'll sound better this way? And how did you go about resolving these issues?
It was a lot of a lot of patience, and like a lot of talking it out, saying no, especially with me, because I would be like, no, this is what I want, but then others saying, no, it doesn't sound correct. So I don't know, we just had to talk it out and like try to, you know, figure it out together to make it sound even better than what this person thought or what I thought. And then just coming together and saying, hey, let's compromise, like how can we make it better, you know? And there was some hiccups, but in the end it turned out okay, right?
Yeah, I thought so. Even better than we expected.
Yeah.
You know, when you first told me about your project, I was like, I didn't know what to expect. But then once, you know, I saw the script and finally got to hear the music, and it took me up until my audition day to actually listen to the songs. Like, I would be practicing my lines for the audition, and Aaron's over there going, did you even listen to the music? I was like, no. He goes, well, how do you know how it's supposed to go? I was like, I don't know, I'm just winging it. He's like, you need to go into that Google Drive and listen to the songs. Oh my gosh, that was such a fun process. So looking back, was there anything you would want to change during the writing process, or did you feel like everything happened as it was supposed to?
Whew, I'm gonna cry.
I didn't mean to make you cry. You know, this wasn't a part of my questions, because like you covered a lot in your first question, so I just want to make sure.
It was a journey, but man, getting the help from everybody, like, I don't think I would have changed anything, because I think everything came all together because I went to adoration, and like all the struggles I had writing it, and conflicts and stuff, but God really like made me go to the right people, and really made me think of all the events that happened in my life that really made this story really what it became, you know. And like, just like what happened in the play, like the story of the play, I wouldn't have changed my life for anything. And so I'm so happy that, you know, God put the right people in place, and the timing, and like, you know, I was thinking, you know, like the struggles that I had during my life, and, you know, writing this play really made who I am, and made what the play ended up to be. Yeah.
And look at you, you are thriving so much ever since the play. Miss Sabata has really been building up her accolades here. She wrote a play, she published a book, and if you haven't read Alina's Special Invitation, make sure you check that Amazon link and order a copy. It's based off of Alina from our story, and that special invitation that started this whole story, this whole process. And You also won an award. Oh, before we hit that, you were welcomed, or you were invited to be a speaker at the National Catholic Youth Convention
Conference.
NCYCC.
NCYCC.
NCYCC. I was adding all kinds of letters there. Man, I feel like just this play has just opened so many doors for you.
It has.
And, you know, it's onwards and upwards. You know, it's only going to get better from here. I don't want to say there's going to be any setbacks, but, you know, if you ever feel like there's a setback, you got to remember God's keeping you forward. He's pushing you forward. And I'm so excited to continue with this series, to talk about more about the journey to the stage and what the future has in store for you. So
I'm excited to share more about Adore. It's a big part of my life. I swear that this is the biggest achievement I've had.
We're gonna take it to the top. So any of you have connections to Broadway, give us a call. We are on YouTube. Click, what is the link? Go look on our YouTube. It's there. The whole play is there. You can see Miss Tabata's work if you haven't been able to come to the play, or, you know, you want to watch me again. I mean, the talented cast again. And, you know, everyone was so amazing and so talented. Like, who knew that you can find this kind of talent right here in your own backyard, your own community? And this is just the beginning, y'all. So,
and everybody was amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. It felt like it was months and miles away, and then once we were there, and it was all systems go, and it's like, oh shoot, it's over. It seems so far, and now that it's done, it was like, I think I got sad after we finished. Yeah, because we spent, you know, days together. We spent weekends, nights together. You know, a lot of us formed new friendships and bonds and got to know people a lot better. And so the post-production, post-show sadness was real, I think. And I'm asking Miss Tabata if she's going to write a new musical, maybe part 2, perhaps. We'll see what she has in.
Maybe.
She is not saying anything yet, so we'll see. We'll see what's coming out. And whatever happens, I look forward to seeing all your new projects, to being a part of your project, you know, God willing. And we'll see you on the next video.
Go light up the world with his love. Bye.
How many minutes was that?
I don't know.
I was like, dang it, she answered like 3 questions.